So you like Samsung Notes and you want to learn more? Well, let's dive into part 4 of my Samsung Notes series. How do tech lovers, entrepreneurs, and busy freelancers stay productive without drowning in bad tech, apps, or chaos? That's the question, and this YouTube channel will give you the answers. My name is Nick, and this is Let's Chat Tech with Nick. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick, and this is Let's Chat Tech with Nick. Now, it seems to me that everybody loves when I talk about Samsung Notes, so I thought I'd make a 4th video and dive into 3 more really cool tips to help you use your Samsung Notes to the full advantage. So, without further ado, let's dive into the first tip. Now, I want to start off by talking about how you could organize your Samsung Notes and how I use the pair method to do that. Now, I recently got this comment here, and I blocked out the commenter's username and profile picture just in case they didn't want me to do that. But I want to talk about this comment. So thank you for this, Nick. There aren't enough practical videos about this fantastic app. I'd love to see one about how you organize your notes. I can see Para, but a deeper dive would be appreciated. Mine are an utter mess. Now, mine's not perfect, but I do use the pair method in just about everything, from my Google Drive to my Samsung Notes to the browsers on my Samsung Internet browser and on Chrome. So let's dive right into my Samsung Notes, and we'll see how that's organized. Now, when I first open up my Samsung Notes, I have my 2026 vision board and my 2026 goal setting. Now, I can make separate videos about those, but both of those concepts come from Ali Abdaal and his yearly planning sessions. So how I set my goals, and then also when I make my vision board, it's something I could easily access. It's right there when I open my notes. And if you're not familiar with what Para is projects, areas, resources, and archives. This is something that Tiago Forte developed. It was his second book. He talked about that in his second Brain book, and then he made a full separate book about the Para method. And I'll put a link to both of those books in the description of this video if you'd like to check them out. But the idea is your projects is something that has to be done right away and has a due date. So it's not something that you're going to store anything in. You're going to put everything you need that needs to get done right away, and then you could file it into resources or archives after. Now, areas is something that's ongoing. For example, when I have my area folder, I have working notes, I have planning notes, and I have my shopping lists in there, as well as I have a framework for making my YouTube videos so I can tweak it as I go, and just if I need a quick refresher of what I need to do when it comes to making my videos, that's there, as well as some insights on making better short form videos. But all of this is ongoing. Especially my shopping list. I talked about creating a very simple to-do list using Samsung Notes, and that's where my shopping lists are, from my grocery stores to the dollar stores to the beer store, whatever it is. I have shopping lists for everything. Now, next up is your resources folder. This is something that you don't need to access all of the time, but the resources that you can refer back to and quickly take a look at, and if you need to learn. So stuff like training that I've taken from ClickFunnels, from the 1K challenge from Think Media for YouTube planning, some odds and ends books, planning, and personal notes that I want to refer back to. I keep all of that in here. And then obviously your archive is things that you're finished with. You don't really want to delete them. You throw them in the archive, and you could always refer back to them. One of the things I use most here is my voice notes. So when I create things like my YouTube scripts, like my newsletters, I use Samsung Voice And then I use Gemini and or Claude to help me with a first draft of the newsletter or the script, and then, or vidIQ for YouTube. And then from there, I tweak it and edit it to make it my own. But to get that transcript, I take the voice note, throw it into Samsung Notes automatically, and then I can just easily copy and paste. But I always have a record of it, and that stays in my archive folder. Now, kind of a bonus tip when it comes to all of the organizing, when you create a folder, and I'll use the desktop version to show you here, all you have to do is simply create a folder. You're going to go into the three dots to create a folder, call it whatever you'd like, and then you could give it whatever color you'd like. So, for example, the projects for me is red, kind of an orange color for the areas, blue for resources, and then gray for the archive. And that stems from when I used Todoist and how their priority 1 through 4 was. They colored it red, kind of a yellowy orange, blue, and then gray. So that's where I got that color system from. Now, the other really cool thing is when you create a note, we're just going to type in something so it saves the note, but you can actually customize the cover of that note. So after you have your note, click on the three dots in the top right hand corner, hit edit cover. When you toggle that on, it gives you a whole slew of different covers here, different color themes for the cover, or you can even add an image that they provide for you. And then if you want to add, let's say if you have the text version, and we're going to do let's say the full color, you can add a little emoji to that cover. So a shopping list, something financial, a dumbbell for work, or an icon, like a calendar icon. You can add a whole slew of different things just to pretty up your covers. So when you open up your notes, you have a whole slew of different fancy covers instead of just the note itself. So that's the first tip. Let's dive into the second tip now. Now for this second tip, let's talk about sorting your pages within Samsung Notes. Now, this is something that if you take really long notes that have multiple pages and you want to rearrange things later on to make it easier to study, make it easier to go back and build out a project or whatever the case may be, you can automatically sort pages instead of just retyping things out. And here's how to do that. So I'll use this Tiago Forte Building a Second Brain PDF that I have in my Samsung Notes, but you could use this for anything. So once you have the note open, all you're going to do is you're going to go to the top and hit Page Sorter. And you'll notice on the side, it'll have every single page that you have. All you simply have to do is grab one page and then move it to wherever you want. And then if you want to put it back, we're just going to put this back to where it belongs. So you'll see the page name still there. That's page 12, but you can rearrange your notes any way you see fit to make it work easier for you when you go back and refer to your notes. So super simple tip, but super handy. Now let's get into the third tip. Now this last tip is perfect for students or for somebody who takes a lot of meetings but doesn't want to focus solely on writing all of your notes, so you can focus on your client or whoever it is you're taking a meeting with. Now with Samsung Notes, you could actually have it record a voice note right inside of Samsung Notes and then have it transcribed. So your entire meeting, your entire class is already right there for you. Then you could use Galaxy AI to summarize that note and make it so much easier to have all of your notes, all of your classes transcribed right there for you. So here's how you're going to do that. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to go into the top right hand corner, you're going to hit Insert, and then you're going to hit Voice Recording. Now what that's going to do is it's automatically going to start recording whatever it is you're saying. So if say you're in a class or you're in a meeting, simply have your phone recording the lecture or the meeting, set it down in the center of the table, on your desk, whatever the case may be. and you're good to go. Learn, enjoy the lecture, enjoy talking to your client. When you're done, you're going to hit the stop button. And then here's how you transcribe that. So what you're going to do is you're going to see the 3 lines with 3 dots on the right-hand side. You're going to tap that, and you're going to tap the little T button right there. And what that's going to do is it's going to automatically start transcribing your note. Now, once that's done, you can get the transcription, or you can see it'll automatically give you a summary. Now from there, what you're going to do is you're going to type or tap those 3 dots there. You're going to hit add to. You could add it on a new page before, at the end of the note, or in a new note. So we're just going to say end of the current note that you're in, and there you go. Your whole class, your whole meeting is automatically transcribed for you. So there you have it, 3 really cool tips inside of Samsung Notes. And if you want to see more, there's so much more that Samsung Notes can do. Let me know in the comments of this video, and if I get enough comments and people want to see more, I will definitely make more in this Samsung Note series. And if you got enough from this video, we've got some value here, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that other fun stuff, and I'll see you on the next video.